Hello and welcome you all to this class. Today we will solve some previous year GATE questions of the topic torsion. So before going to the problems, let's get a quick revision on the basic concept of torsion. So as we know that torsion is the couple when the couple acts about the longitudinal axis, then twisting moment generated. Okay, so it is very similar to this bending. In what is the basic difference between bending and torsion? In bending, what happens? In bending, moment or this uh, moment applied about this transverse axis. Okay, this moment applied about this transverse axis, but in torsion this moment acts along this longitudinal axis. Okay, so this is the basic difference between torsion and bending. Okay, you can see in this picture, even in torsion what happened, this strip is rotating about this longitudinal axis. Okay, suppose this is the longitudinal axis of this shaft. So what you can see this, the strip is rotating about this longitudinal axis. Okay, due to this uh, twisting moment. Okay, so basically this shaft is used for the generation of power. Okay, so the basic formula of power is power transmitted due to this torque into angular velocity. Okay, so if we wish to write this formula in terms of rpm, then we can see this, suppose if this, we can write this angular velocity in terms of frequency 2 pi into n. Okay, where n is what? N is the revolution revolution of the shaft per second. Okay, but suppose if this n is given in rpm, if n is in rpm, then we can write this power as t into uh, 2 pi n 2 pi n by 60. Okay, so this is a very basic formula for power in terms of this torque. Okay, so remember this formula. Now as far as sign convention concerned, there is no hard and fast rule that this uh, outward this moment you need to take positive or negative. It's up to you. If you are taking this outward moment as positive, then use the same sign convention throughout the problem. Okay, whatever the sign convention you have chose, that let's be with that sign convention at the end of this problem. Okay, so suppose this is outward rotation, you can take it as positive, and this down this towards this shaft, you can take it as negative, but it's up to you only. Okay, you can you can take this one as negative and this one as positive. Okay, it's up to you only. Now, so this is the very basic formula or a very basic concept of this chapter, that is torsion, and this is called torsional formula or torsional equation. Okay, T by IP equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L, where T is what? T is the torque applied, IP is the polar moment of inertia, tau is this shear stress, R is the radial distance. Okay, and G, this is the shear modulus or modulus of rigidity, and this theta is, you can see in this figure, theta is the angle of twist. Okay, and L is the length. Okay, so if you consider these two terms, then you can write this T by IP is equal to tau by R. Okay, so if we write this shear stress, tau equal to what? T into R by IP. Okay, but if we want to write this tau max, maximum tau will occur, tau max. Okay, tau max, if T is constant, then tau max, you can see from this equation, tau is directly proportional to this radial distance. Okay, R. So this maximum shear stress will be generated at the extreme fiber, that is at R, that is radius of this shaft, extreme fiber of this shaft, divided by IP. Okay, and this IP by R, this IP by R is termed as what? This IP by R is termed as ZP. ZP is equal to IP by R. Okay, this ZP is called what? Polar section modulus. Okay, modulus. And this is IP is what? IP is this polar moment of inertia. Okay, so for solid shaft, the formula for this IP or I sometimes this IP can be designated as J. Okay, IP or J in both are the similar things. Okay, polar moment of inertia, IP, you can write it as IP or J, and the formula for solid shaft pi d4 by 32, and for hollow shaft you can write you can see here pi by 32 d4 minus d4, a small d4, that is internal diameter. If you wish to write Zp for solid shaft, then the formula for Zp is what? IP by R. IP by R. Okay, and IP here pi d4 by 32, okay, divided by R, or R means diameter by 2. Okay, so you can write it as pi d3, okay, by 16. Okay, so this will be your what? Polar section modulus, okay, for solid shaft. Okay, and for here, if you wish to write for hollow shaft, then Zp equal to what? Zp is equal to pi by 32 d4 minus d4 divided by extreme fiber, which is R, and this R can be write as d by 2. Okay, capital outside diameter by 2, outside diameter by 2. So this will be finally written as pi d4 minus d4 means outside diameter to the power 4 minus inside diameter to the power 4 divided by 16 d, that is outside diameter. Okay, and this will be for hollow shaft. So this is the section modulus, polar section modulus. Okay, if you talk about the torsional failures mode or failures due to torsion, so for ductile material we know, this ductile material is weak in shear. Okay, so it always fails in the plane of maximum shear, which is, and the plane we know, this plane of maximum shear is always perpendicular to this longitudinal axis. Okay, so you can see this is the figure when the this shaft fails due to torsion. Okay, and in brittle material we know this brittle material is weak in tension. Okay, so is always this brittle specimen or brittle material always fails in the plane of this plane of maximum tension. Okay, which we know that which acts along the 45 degree to the longitudinal axis. Okay, so you can see the figure here. The brittle specimen fails in torsion as per shown in this figure. Okay, now there are some terminology which you should know before going for the problems of this torsion. That is, first, that is a strength of shaft, which is defined as the ability to resist the twisting moment. Okay, the strength of shaft is designated as how much it resists the twisting moment. Okay, and which is equal to T is equal to tau into Zp, as we saw in the previous formula, that is T by Ip is equal to tau by R. Okay, so we can write T equal to tau into IP by R. IP by R. So maximum torque will be when R will be this extreme far away, that is radius. So we can write tau into IP by R, and we know this term as what? Section modulus, which is written as here Zp. Okay, so maximum torque equal to tau into Zp, that is section modulus, polar section modulus. Okay, now torsional rigidity. Okay, so it is very similar to flexible rigidity. In flexural rigidity. So in flexural rigidity, we know what is the formula for flexural rigidity. Just recall the formula, that is EI. Okay, so very similar to that one, this torsional rigidity is written as G into IP. G is what? Shear modulus or modulus of elasticity, modulus of rigidity into IP, that is polar moment of inertia. Okay, so torsional rigidity is G into IP. G is the shear modulus and IP is the polar moment of inertia. Okay, now the next term is torsional stiffness. Okay, it is also very similar to this flexural stiffness, and the formula for flexural stiffness is what? EI by L. Okay, you can see in the formula for torsional stiffness, that is GI by L. Okay, G is what? G is the again shear modulus, IP is the polar moment inertia, and L is the length of the shaft. Okay, and the definition of torsional stiffness is what? Torque required to produce unit angle of twist. Okay, torque required to produce unit angle of twist. Okay, so very basic formula of torsional equation is what? T by IP equal to tau by R equal to G theta by L. Okay, so from this one, okay, from these two terms, we can write T by IP is equal to G theta by L. Okay, so can we write this equation as T by theta is equal to G into IP by L? Okay, and this term is what? This term is nothing but the torsional stiffness. So we can write this torsional stiffness as T by theta. So that's why it is also defined as torque required to produce unit angle of twist. Okay, so now the next term is what? Torsional flexibility, which is defined as the angle of twist produced by unit torque. Okay, L by GIP. Okay, just reverse it. Angle of twist required produced by unit torque. Okay, theta by T. If you write from this equation, theta by T is what? L by G into IP. It is just reverse of this torsional stiffness. Okay, 1 by K. Okay, now the next term is strain energy in torsion. So a strain energy is what? A strain energy. The meaning of strain energy is what? A strain energy is equal to the work done in twisting. Whatever the work done in twisting, that is called a strain energy. Okay, in torsion. So the formula is what? U equal to half into T theta. Okay, if you apply this equation, T by IP is equal to tau by R. Okay, is equal to what? G theta by L. So by using this equation, you can write this half T theta equal to T square L by 2G into IP. Okay, you can also write this equation as tau square max by 4G into volume. Okay, just use this formula, apply here, you will get this two formula. Okay, so if we wish to write a strain energy per unit volume, okay, a strain energy per unit volume, strain energy per unit volume, then we can write as tau max square by 4G. Okay, so this was the basic concept. I hope you have studied in your theory classes all these topics. Okay, now proceed to the first question, that is this one. Read this question properly first. So what the question is saying? The question is saying a circular solid shaft of a span L is given. Okay, is fixed at one end and free at another end, means this one will be like this one. Okay, suppose this is the fixed end and suppose this is the shaft. Okay, so this is the shaft. Okay, and the length is what? Length is 5 meter. Length is 5 meter. L equal to 5 meter. Now free end, a twisting moment T equal to 100 kilonewton meter is applied at the free end. Okay, suppose twisting moment is applied, T is equal to 100 kilonewton meter at the free end. Okay, and the torsional rigidity, the value of T GJ as 50,000 kilonewton meter square per radian. So there are two statements given, statement number 1 and 2. Okay, with reference to the above statement, we have to select this options. Okay, so first of all check the statement 1. Okay, so what the statement 1 is saying, the maximum rotation is 0.01 radian. Okay, so what is the basic what is the basic what is the torsional formula? Recall, T by IP equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L. Okay, if we need to find this theta, we will use this first term and the last term. So we can write, what we can write? We can write T by IP is equal to G theta by L. Okay, so theta will be what? Theta will be T into L G into this IP. Okay, and this J means IP only. Okay, J is this what? Polar this polar moment of inertia, and it can be written as I. So GJ, that is GIP, is given as 50,000. Okay, so what is the and the value of T is also given, that is 100 kilonewton. Okay, and so just substitute all this data in this equation. The value of T is given as 100. Okay, 100 kilonewton meter into length is what? 5 meter, and this GJ, the value of this rigidity, torsional rigidity, is 50,000. 50,000. Okay, so just solve it. You will get how much? This 5 and 5 will be cancelled, and 2 0 with 2 0 cancelled. That is 1 by 100, and which is equal to 0.01 radian. Okay, so as per the first statement, this maximum rotation is 0.01 radian. So this is the right statement. Now this torsional strain energy is 1 kilonewton meter is given in this statement. So find the torsional strain energy. So we know the formula for torsional strain energy is what? Half into T into theta. Okay, so half into T is how much? T is given 100, and theta just we have calculated, that is 0.01. So it will be what? This 100 and 0.01 will be cancelled out. That will be 1, and 1 by 2. 1 by 2, that is 0.5 kilonewton meter. Okay, but in the statement it is given as 1 kilonewton per meter. So it will be wrong statement. Okay, it should be 0.5. Okay, so we can write this statement 1 is true and 2 is false. Option number B will be your right option. Okay, that was very simple question and was asked in GATE 2004. Okay, just proceed to the next question. Read it. The maximum and minimum shear stresses in a hollow circular shaft of outer diameter 20 mm and thickness 2 mm. Okay, so we know what is the formula for this shear stress. First of all, write this equation, T by IP is equal to what? Tau by R. So if we write this tau equal to what? T by IP into R. Okay, so we can see this tau is directly proportional to radius. Okay, so for this suppose this is what? This is your hollow shaft. Okay, this is a small r and this is capital R. So the maximum shear stress will be occurred at this point, because the value of this R is maximum at this extreme fiber, that is capital R, that is outer diameter. Okay, so maximum tau max will be where? Tau max will be where? When R will be this outer radius. Okay, outer radius, that is outer radius. Okay, and here if we talk about this question, so outer radius is how much? This here outer diameter 20 mm na. Okay, outer diameter is 20 mm, means radius is 10 mm. Okay, and if we talk about tau minimum, then this R will be at here, this point. Okay, means this inner radius, at inner radius. Okay, because this is a hollow shaft, so at this point there will be no existence of shear stress. So the shear stress will start at this point, that is at from this inner radius. And what is the value of inner radius here? So diameter is 20 mm and thickness is 2 mm. So we can write this diameter as 8 mm. Okay, now this IP we know the value of IP is for for a hollow shaft is IP is equal to what? Pi by 32 capital D4 minus small d4, where capital D is what? Outer diameter, and a small d is what? Inner diameter. Okay, and the value of torque is given 92.7, just and capital D and a small d is also given. Capital D is 20 mm here, and since thickness is 2 mm, so what will be your diameter? Your diameter will be how much? A small d will be how much? Thickness is 2 mm, so this will be 16 mm. Okay, so just substitute all this value in this formula, you will get tau max and tau min. If we write tau max equal to what? Tau max equal to T. T is what? 92.7. 92.7. Okay, tau is 92.7. Okay, and since all this diameter is given in mm, okay, and the answer is also in megapascal, that is Newton. This kilonewton, this Newton, megapascal means Newton per mm square. Okay, so since answer is also given in millimeter square and this diameter is also given in millimeter, so convert this one. Okay, this torque in millimeter also. So we can write 92.7 into 10 to the power 3. So this was torque. Now divide by IP. So IP is what? Pi by 32 into capital D4. Capital D4 is what? 20 to the power 4 minus inner diameter, which is 16 to the power 4. Okay, so this was about IP. And for tau max, where will be tau max? The shear stress will be maximum at the extreme fiber, which is at the outer radius. Okay, and the value of outer radius is how much? 10 mm. 10 mm. So when you solve this one, you will get the value as 100 Newton per millimeter square. Okay, that is 100 MPa, 100 megapascal. Okay, similarly you just solve for minimum shear stress, tau minimum. So since torque is same, 92.7 into 10 to the power 3, 10 to the power 3 we have written to convert this meter into millimeter. Divided by pi by 32, polar moment of inertia, 20 to the power 4 minus 16 to the power 4, that is outer diameter to the power 4 minus inner diameter to the power 4. Okay, into, and we know the shear stress minimum will occur at this point when the value of R is the minimum, and the minimum value of R is 8 mm. Okay, 8 mm. So just solve it, you will get the value as 80 megapascal. Okay, so the right answer will be option number B, 180 MPa. Okay, this was very simple question again and was asked in GATE 2007. Okay, so now let's see the question number 3. Okay, what the question number 3 is saying? The maximum shear stress in a solid shaft of circular cross section having diameter d and torque T is tau. Okay, now if the torque is increased by 4 times, okay, and the diameter of the shaft is increased by 2 times, what will be the maximum stress in the shaft? So first of all, what is the formula for tau max? Tau max is equal to, okay, tau max equal to T by Zp. Okay, and Zp is what? This polar sectional modulus. So if we write in terms of this diameter, we can write is pi dq. Okay, this dq pi dq into 16. Okay, for solid shaft, this is the formula. Okay, now what is this question saying? What is the question saying? Question saying is, if the diameter is increased by 4 times, okay, tau max, this is the initial maximum shear stress, okay, for torque T and diameter D. But next line it is saying that if the torque is increased by 4 times, means torque gets 4 times. Okay, torque get 4 times. Okay, and the diameter of shaft is increased by 2 times. Okay, diameter is increased by 2 times. 2 times. Okay, so it will be how much? This 4 into 16t 4 just 4 into 16t divided by pi d cube, and this 2 cube means 8. Okay, so it will be how much? Half into 16t by pi d cube means this is the half of the previous one, tau max. So what we can see, this initially it was tau. Okay, this was designated as tau. Now it becomes half tau. Okay, if the torque is increased by 4 times and diameter is increased by 2 times, that is twice, then the maximum shear stress become the half of this initial value or half of this tau. So we can see option number C will be your right answer. Okay, and question C, this question was asked in 2008, GATE 2008. Now see this question, question number 4. That is, a hollow circular shaft has an outer diameter, okay, capital D is given, and wall thickness of 25 mm. Okay, since wall thickness is 25 mm, so what will be your small d? So small d will be 100 minus twice of thickness means 50. That will be 50 mm. Okay. Now the allowable shear stress is given. Okay, tau is given, shear stress, the maximum torque of the shaft. Okay, so we know the formula, torque by ip is equal to what? This T by R. Okay, so torque T is equal to this tau by R into IP. Okay, so maximum torque, this the value of this maximum torque will be how much? For this hollow circular shaft, we know what is the value of IP for hollow circular shaft. Recall, this is the this shear stress is given 125 MPa. Okay, 125 MPa. Okay, so this is 125, and IP is how much? IP is pi by 32 d4 minus outer diameter, that is 100 to the power 4, minus inside diameter, that is 50 to the power 4. So this was all about IP. Okay, now this one that is R. Okay, that is R, and that is outside diameter by 2. Okay, R will be D by 2. Okay, so D is how much? 100 mm. Okay, so we can write this this one, 100 mm divided by 2, that is 50 mm. Okay, so just calculate this one. Calculate this one, you will get the value of this torque. Okay, so just calculate it, quickly calculate it. What you will get? You will get as 23 into 10 to the power 6 Newton mm. Okay, if you wish to write in kilonewton meter, so you can write 23 kilonewton meter. Okay, so option number what? Option number C will be your right answer. Okay, so this option number D is the right answer for this question. Now, question number 5, that is, a solid circular shaft of diameter D, length L is fixed at one end and free at other end. Okay, a torque T is applied at the free end, that is like this one. This is the figure. Suppose this is the fixed end and this is a circular shaft. Okay, and this is given a torque T. Okay, at free end. Okay, a torque T is applied at the free end. Okay, so the shear modulus of the material is G. Okay, shear modulus is G, and the angle of twist at the free end. So what is the formula? T by IP is equal to tau by R is equal to G theta by L. Okay, so we can write this theta. If you use these two terms, then you can write theta as how much? T into L by G into IP. Okay, and since it is a solid circular shaft, so what is the formula for IP? For solid circular, TL by G into IP, that is polar moment of inertia for solid circular shaft, that is pi d4 by 32. Okay, so it will just it will be like 32 TL by G into pi D4. Okay, so option number B will be your right option. Okay, so for today I am resting my lecture here only. In the next class we will resume this class, and we will solve we will practice many questions, okay, from GATE, ES and other competitive exams also on this topic, that is torsion. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section, or you can just write it to the my mail directly. Okay, so thank you.